Hi, ladies. How you doing? It's Beth coming to you live. How are my ladies of winter doing? I don't know if you saw, my iPad went live a couple minutes ago. It was a mysterious thing. I came and picked it up and saw my iPad has gone live. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go live for real. I've been meaning to do this for the last couple of days because I've seen a lot of the similar common questions popping up. And I want to just come on live, say hello to all my new friends, welcome you, and give you a couple of my real quick, down and dirty go-to tips that I share. A lot of these are going to be repeats if you've been with me for a while, but any of you new people, maybe you'll get something. There's nothing earth-shattering or revolutionary. I'm not going to change your life here, but these are just some simple tips that I use every day, and that I recommend to people every day. Just to little tweaks that you can make to your outfit to make them go from good to better to fabulous. Okay? In no particular order, I brought a couple props down, but what I want to do is start with what I have on, one of my essentials, a gray V-neck sweater. Okay? This one that I have two. I have a lighter gray and this charcoal gray. Is long. It is more of a tunic sweater. I'm going to do this so you can see the full, so you can see the length. See how long it is on me? It's great, for wearing with leggings, or, really fitted bottoms. But, with jeans, especially if I were wearing like boyfriend jeans, or I guess these are skinny jeans. It's, it's not doing a lot for me. It's creating it's just a straight horizontal line, which horizontal lines, you never want a horizontal line going across the widest part of your body, whether it be, any part of your body, your arms, your waist. You don't want to cut straight across with a horizontal line. And that's what this is doing. So that's why I harp all the time on the sloppy or the half tuck, the sloppy half tuck or the French tuck. It's all different kinds of names. It's become pretty standard, but it can be confusing to people. So I want to just demonstrate it with this sweater, because if you can do it with a sweater like this is a cashmere sweater, then you can do it with t-shirts, with blouses, harder with a crisp button down, but it's possible. But definitely like woven blouses it's perfect for that. So it's the same technique. It's nothing fancy, whether it's a sweater or a blouse, but I'm gonna do this so you can see. I'm gonna take my long sweater and I'm going to bring it up. The idea is to bring it up, which is going to make my legs look longer. It's going to show a little bit of a waist, even though I don't have much of a waist, but it's going to give some definition. And just like a horizontal line is what you don't want going across the widest part of your body, diagonal lines are magical. Think diagonal. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going to get, rulers out or anything, but just a nice diagonal drape is always flattering. That's why that's why everyone says wrap dresses are the most flattering dresses, a diagonal drape. So I'm going to take it up and I'm just going to stick the end of my shirt in, my sweater or shirt, but I'm not going to stuff it in there. I'm not going to put it in far. I'm just going to stick it in. I mean, I do this with my pajamas. I do this with everything I wear. And then I'm just going to blouse it out. And here's a trick. If it's really long, you have a lot of extra fabric. Sometimes I even take this part down on this side and take it and stick it in the pocket of my jeans so it stays there securely, fold it over, and there I have raised the hem of my sweater. I've created a subtle diagonal line, and then I just leave the rest, I leave the back loose and longer. And it's just a very modern, hip look, and it doesn't take a PhD in anything to figure it out. I'm going to put my specs on to see who's here. If anyone's talking to me and asking me questions, can't see a darn thing without them. Oh, we got lots of people here. Okay, Emily is an apple shape. Does the half tuck work for apples? It is so hard for me to answer that without seeing you. That's why I really love when people post pictures, because it's so hard for me to tell one way or the other. My guess is yes, though, especially if it's a top that has a little bit of volume, because you don't want to wear a huge top when you're an apple, because then you're just going to make your stomach, and your midsection look bigger. by bringing in that fabric, not making it tight. You're not going to do anything constricting when you're an apple, but something blousy, like a woven material, and just lightly tuck it in to the waist. Or if you're wearing high-waisted pants, which apples are great, those are great because they suck all that in. If you don't want to tuck in a top to high-waisted pants, here's a trick. Tuck it into the pocket. If you're wearing, like for jeans, you can loosely tuck it into the pocket and then fold it over, zhuzh it up so it's loose and light, and then you're masking your midsection, but you're bringing the hem of your top up, which is going to make your legs look longer. Okay, which, you know, you're an apple. Apples usually have great legs. You want to show your legs. You want to elongate. When in doubt, for the most part, we want to elongate things. Okay, so that's a great question. Barbara's telling me, I think your phone is on live. I am on live. I think she means my iPad was on live. I am on live. Hopefully this is working. Let me know if you're hearing me, ladies, if this is working. Julie wants to know about half tuck for hourglass people, right? I'm going to say a half tuck works for everyone. It's just the degree of the half tuck. You know, if you're a real hourglass and you have a great waist, you might want to wear a full tuck and belt it and really flaunt it. A lot of us post-menopause, that's not really what we're doing, but that's why the half tuck is so great, because you get that, you define your waist without it being so fitted. Okay, so I think everyone should try the half tuck. Everyone, okay? And take a selfie, take a mirror selfie. I posted, it's under the announcements, an article that shows how to take a mirror selfie. And in this group, as far as getting the most out of this group, anytime you can show me a picture is going to be so helpful for you and for me, because it's so hard for me to tell what to do if I'm not looking at your beautiful body. So you got to show me your body. And this group is private. I'm not going to show this to anyone else. If it's a great picture and I ask your permission and I show it to people, I would only do it with your permission. So don't worry about your pictures being shown to, you know, your relatives or strangers on the street. And you can always just go and delete it. You can get my advice, and then if you really don't want to have it up there, there are 3 little dots next to all your posts. You can click on the dot and hit delete. That's a good Facebook trick. Okay. Yep, everyone can hear me. Good. Excellent. Okay, so that's the half tuck. Here's another really basic, simple thing. Sleeve length. All right, I know it's winter, I know it's cold, and I love a long sleeve. But for the most flattering look, like if you're getting pictures taken or you're giving a presentation, the universally flattering sleeve length, and you can do this with anything you're wearing, unless it's like a big bell sleeve that's intentionally long, is I like to have a sleeve halfway between your elbow and your wrist. So again, we're not measuring, we're not gonna get all scientific. And I don't really, it is more flattering. It is more flattering to have your top show some skin. Anytime you can show skin, that's why V-necks are generally more flattering and slimming. Show some skin. It's slimming. The age-old, habit that women have of, when you feel heavy and you feel like you want to cover things, is just to cover it up with material. It doesn't make sense in our heads. I know it seems like you just want to cover up, but the reverse is true. The more you can show strategically some skin, the slimmer and the better you're going to look. So no covering up. That doesn't work, okay? And it's just not fun either. So, and this, I'm not telling you to like show cleavage here. I'm telling you to show your wrist, okay? So just from your wrist to halfway up, or a little bit higher. And here's why. Besides, I think it's just because you're showing some skin and it looks better. Don't you think it just looks better? And it's just more modern looking. Here's the fashion stylist reason why. Because when your arms are down here, remember that horizontal line I talked about? When my arm's here, my horizontal line is kind of going right where my waist is. So you're faking a waist, that it just does. Take my word for it. I can show you the difference. See, and it's also breaking up all this fabric. See by size here. Now, granted, I know I'm not a big person. I'm a small person, but See my size here? Now see my size here. Do you see the difference? It makes a difference. It's very subtle, but it makes a difference. Okay, so everyone can do that today. Everyone can half tuck their shirt. Everyone can zhuzh up their sleeves. All right, and then when you're cold and nobody's watching, pull them back down again. Okay? All right, what else do I have for you? Oh, I've seen a lot of you women with fabulous blanket scarves like this. This is the one I have. I have two, but I have a trick for you. You know how, especially if you're petite, or even if you're not, there's a lot of material in a blanket scarf. They are a lot to work with, and they can overwhelm you, and they can just add bulk, and that's never the goal. So what did I do? And this is you're not going to spend a lot of money unless you're getting a really nice one. This is like from Amazon from a couple years ago. So assuming this isn't a really nice one, they're usually a really expensive one. They're usually big squares. That's what the traditional blanket scarves that were so hot back in the 20 teens. I forget what year it was. But anyway, everyone was buying them. They're on Pinterest and they're still great. But what I did is I took my big, huge square and I cut it in half. Again, not revolutionary. Half of you have probably already seen or heard me talk about this or seen other people do it. I cut it in half. So now instead of a big square, it's a big triangle, which gives me so many more options. So let's say I was wearing a dress. Let's say I'm wearing a gray sweater dress and I want to add some color and I'm cold. So instead of my big voluminous, heavy blanket scarf, I take this one. I gave the other half to my friend, and now I have a manageable shawl that doesn't swallow me up. See the difference? I wish I had my big one here, but you get the idea. And I could wear it just like so, and it's warm and it adds, look at the difference. I mean, before and after. It just adds interest. If I could put it back on. But if I wanted to be a little more dramatic, I could do the old over the shoulder, make one tail a little bit longer and throw it over. But because it's cut in half, it is manageable. It doesn't swallow me up. Okay? Again, this was like a $14 scarf. Don't be cutting your cashmere scarves, all right? And I'm not crafty. I literally took scissors and cut it in half, and it survived. It's totally fine. Totally fine, because it has frayed edges anyway. All right? That's trick number 2. 3, maybe? Any questions here? Oh, I got my big face she loves the half tucks. Everyone can hear me. Oh, it's so fun. Oh, Carol's calling me a genius, which coming from Carol, that's great. It's all relative. My genius is very relative. Okay, so cutting your blanket scarves. That's tip number, I think that's 3. Now let's say you have a nice scarf. Like this is a nice. I'm not cutting this. This is a big scarf / wrap. It is big. I'm 5'8". It is 6 feet long at least. Okay, and it's this wide. It's this great hunter green and black buffalo check, which is very on trend. Okay, so this is a lot of fabric. But I wanted to show you how there's multiple ways to wear this, depending on what I'm doing. All right, if I'm, like today, I would have this on. I would do just the shawl, like I showed you. And because it's oblong, it's not a big square like the blanket scarves. This is manageable, just like this, and then I can throw it over my shoulder. Ta-da! Now let's say I want to wear it with my coat. I'm going outside, and I want to be warm. This is a lot of fabric, right? I'm not one to have 100,000 ways to tie scarves. There are so many great videos on Pinterest. Google it, how to tie a scarf. You can find, and if you're creative, you can flip-de-doo and tie and criss and cross. I don't do that. I have 2 ways that I tie a scarf. In all my 50 some odd years, these are the only 2 ways I ever tie a scarf. Not very creative, but they work. Number 1 is the old cross it in the back, take it, cross it in the back, and let it hang down the front. Now, the beauty of this is my neck is warm. I've kind of created like a little turtleneck. This is a very soft material, it's not scratchy, but what it does by just leaving it alone like this and not doing all kinds of stuff, is besides being easier, what is it doing? Ladies who know me, it is creating 2 vertical lines down the front of me, which are always good. Vertical lines down your front are always good. Okay, it's elongating and it's just comfortable. It's not all bunched up. And I would wear this as a, if I was in a cold place, I'd wear this with a sweater and call it an outfit. Call this my 3rd piece, right? But if I'm putting it with my big coat on, I would wear it like this, and then maybe I would tie it again to really bundle up and then wear the coat. But if I'm just wearing it as a fashion scarf as part of my outfit, I'm gonna leave it undone, and I might even open up the neck a little bit, because what does that do? It's more flattering to show that skin. And there's how I would wear a wintry scarf like this without getting too bulky. You don't want to have too much bulk, all right? Okay. Next, and I think this is my last tip for now, is a no-brainer. Say it all the time. You hear me say it, and I just want to demonstrate it, how easy it is, because everyone's like, well, I'm not going anywhere today, so why do I need to put a necklace on, Beth? It's just, I'm just staying home, and I got this great outfit on, and I didn't have time to put a necklace on. I can't tell you how often I hear that. And if you know me, you know I don't go for that. It just doesn't make any sense, because I want to demonstrate. I mean, I have short necklaces on. I'm a necklace girl. Not everyone is. I leave these on almost all the time, or I wear them almost every day. But so here I have I'm in half tuck, so I have my half tuck sweater, and I've got my necklaces on. I think I'm wearing my very little gold hoops. It's all fine. I think I have bracelets on. I wear my jewelry. It's what I do. But this is fine. But watch. How hard is this to do? Da 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 da. Boom. And again, what is it doing? It's doing the same thing the scarves did. It is creating a vertical line down the front. Besides just adding interest and looking cool, there's nothing revolutionary about this necklace. It's very simple. It's on a substantial chain, which when you're wearing, here's a tip, when you're wearing a woolly sweater and you're wearing a long necklace, I think it's better to have the chain be a little more substantial than a really dainty chain, because you're wearing a chunky sweater. If it's summer or you're wearing a t-shirt, that's another story. But with anything chunky, a little more of a substantial chain is better. If you are big chested, God bless you, I'm jealous. A more substantial chain is going to look better. That doesn't mean you can't wear dainty chains. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, it's all about proportion and scale, okay? But what this necklace does, besides being so easy to put on, is it's a finishing touch. It creates more of a V. It's mimicking the V that I have on, and it's creating more of a V, and it's filling up all this mass of gray. It's just better, okay? Can we agree? It's just better. And I'm on a roll now, because I know some of you women, because I used to think this way too. You're thinking to yourself, well, she's wearing a gray sweater. Why is she wearing a gold necklace? She should be wearing a silver necklace, because silver goes with gray, because silver is cool and gray is cool, and you wear cool with cool. No. Those are old rules. Those do not apply, okay? I actually I love gray with gold. It is modern, it is hip, it is good. Can you wear silver? Do I wear silver with gray? All the time. But there's no rule that says you have to wear silver with gray. You could wear two-tone. I have this great two-tone necklace that I love to wear that's got hematite and gold and silver. Another rule that we used to always go by is, she's wearing a V-neck sweater, so you're gonna wear a necklace here, right? Because it's a V-neck. So you're not gonna wear long because it's a V-neck. Raise your hand if that's a rule that you would follow. That's a rule my mother would follow. That's a rule I used to follow. My mother's big on rules like that. But no more. There's no rule that says you can't wear a long necklace with a V-neck. And you can wear both. Like, I'm wearing both. You don't have to. If this is too much for you, if you're saying, oh, Beth, that's just too much, that's totally your personal preference. But my point is, have fun and try things.
and try to break the rules. When in doubt, break a couple rules, and it's fun, and it's good. Okay, and if you have a question about it, you're here in this Facebook group. I love that you're here. Ask away. That's what I love about this program and this group, is interacting with you guys. I don't want to just have you sign up, take your money, and then just, have everybody left to their own devices. That's not my intent. Never has been, never will be. So use me. I'm here. And I'm not a genius, as despite what Carol said, but I have ideas, and I just try to make the whole process easier and more fun for you. So, I don't know, I keep putting my glasses so far away. I just want to see if anyone, isn't that funny? Emily thought about the V-neck rule when she got dressed. It's not a bad rule, because it does kind of make sense. But it's a rule that's not necessary. When in doubt, try it. Try it and say, no, that neckline, it doesn't work. Like if this sweater had doodads on it or embellishment, I'd probably, in fact, in that case, I'd skip the necklace altogether. I'm big on not mixing my embellishments. But the shape of the neck, I mean, you can wear a button down shirt, like a button down blouse, especially that's got some movement and like a woven button down that has buttons. I can hear my mother right now saying, "Well, you can't wear a necklace, get in the way of the buttons." Not true. It's a very hip look. Imagine I'm wearing a collared shirt right now, like let's say it's a bright blue woven or silk collared shirt with button, and I've got it unbuttoned to here. I could definitely wear this necklace, and what I would do is I would put it on inside the collar. Again, not what you're used to. We used to always put it out, around the collar, so the necklace is going around under the collar. Much more modern look is to wear it inside the collar, and then just let the pendant hang over the buttons and look cool. And don't worry about it being not perfect. Don't worry about it. It's a cool look. Trust me. Okay, let's see. Do you think you should still wear a long necklace when you have to wear a work lanyard? That's a good question from someone who's never had to wear a work lanyard. Oh, I have to think about that. I'm thinking, if you're wearing the lanyard all day, that's a drag. I think maybe it would be, unless it's a necklace like this, that's very nondescript and simple, I'd probably say no. So go with something simple. If you're wearing a lanyard, you probably have to go with something simple. Then maybe, think about your earrings, which I already know are paying with the mask. It's different times, but that's an excellent question. I haven't heard that one. I put on big earrings and a bracelet instead. There you go. Exactly. Who is that? That is Emily. That's fantastic. I know a lot of people don't like to wear big earrings because of the mask, but I do. I don't care. It doesn't get in the way. Yeah, and that's kind of my rule of thumb. If I'm not wearing a necklace, if my top just doesn't, if it doesn't lend itself to a necklace, or maybe it's just a day where I'm like, I'm not, for a change, I'm not going to wear a necklace. I will wear a little more substantial earrings and a bracelet or bracelets. It's just my thing. I'm an accessories girl. One of these days I'm going to do an accessories 101 and share all my accessories tips in one place, because it's where I started. I don't know if you know about me. After years in the workforce, corporate, my best friend Jamie and I started flirtyfinds.com. It's still alive. Jamie is still running it, an online accessories business. And the whole reason for our business was, we said, you don't need a lot of clothes. You do need good accessories, because accessories can take any simple outfit. I mean, jeans and a gray sweater, could it be more simple than that? But you put on some cool accessories and you can knock it out of the park. Okay, let's see. I think that's all the questions. Thank you to all of you. Oh, my hair looks fabulous. Really, it's dirty, and I've been doing the dye, the spray. My gray is out of control. Thank God for that can spray stuff. I think, half talk, hourglass. Any other question? I don't think I have any other questions. I'll do this again. I'm going to do this every week. I commit to you to doing this every week. I can't tell you when. I'm going to keep you on your toes, but this will live on. Unlike the first one, this one will live on this page. So you could always go back and you're not going to want to rewatch it, but if you didn't catch it in the first place, you can watch it. You know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to stop rambling. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your business. And it is now, it's got to be 3:30-ish. So if you're not dressed, then at least go put on some nice jammies, okay? See you soon. Bye.